Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Jeff Oliverio, and let's queer up business. Meta faces backlash for hiring anti-DEI, anti-LGBTQ+ pundit Robby Starbuck as AI advisor. Meta is under fire for appointing anti-LGBTQ right-wing commentator Robby Starbuck as an advisor on artificial intelligence fairness, sparking outrage from queer advocates and civil rights groups. Starbuck, a former music video director and failed congressional candidate, has long positioned himself at the forefront of the conservative campaign to end diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. He sued Meta earlier this year after its AI chatbot falsely linked him to the January 6th Capitol riot. As part of a settlement, Meta appointed him to help prevent bias in its AI tools. Since then, Starbuck has faced growing criticism for spreading disinformation and promoting extremist views. Heidi Beirich, co-founder of the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism, told The Guardian, quote, "It is appalling that Robby Starbuck was given a hand in Meta operations in any capacity. He peddles lies and pushes extremism," end quote. Starbuck defended himself, calling the coverage, quote, "an attempted hit job meant to punish Meta for working with me on AI fairness," end quote. But LGBTQ+ advocates say his influence threatens online safety. Eric Bloom of the Human Rights Campaign Foundation said, quote, "Robby Starbuck pushes a dangerous anti-LGBTQ agenda, spreading disinformation and denying the very existence of transgender people," end quote. For now, Meta has not commented further on the controversy. You know, this is another case of corporate America caving to the right-wing extremism that is, permeating this from this administration. And Robby Starbuck has been at the forefront of this. He is the reason why we're sitting here talking about whether it's our nonprofit organizations, pride events, are losing funding because he has gone on a one-man campaign to shame companies for sponsoring events. And uniquely, what he did, which is again, he's brilliant in what he's doing because he's having success in it, is he went after what are perceived to be very masculine brands to shame them for supporting things like DEI and LGBTQ initiatives. So think, Harley Davidson was one of his targets, Lowe's, home improvement, Jack Daniels was another one. So he went after Brown-Forman with Jack Daniels, all very male centric type brands, and they ended up backing out. The question is, where is our Robby Starbuck? The LGBTQ community needs to find ways that we can go out and shame companies for following in these footsteps, or target the companies that we really stand with our brand and our identity as a culture, and see if we can have a success with that. Because this is not, he didn't patent this strategy. I just don't see where the voice is on the other side. I mean, Human Rights Campaign or the National LGBTQ Task Force or Equality Florida or wherever are great, but you need someone who is a figurehead to really spearhead this. He's on CNBC, I will tell you. I mean, he is on CNBC all the time talking about this. I mean, he gets a platform that is beyond, right-wing television. He's on business television, which is really smart of him.
Well, first of all, Meta probably should have used AI to get qualifications for a good advisor. They obviously did not do that. But also too, like you said, I've been talking about this for a while. We need people, figureheads. We need people that are going to support us. Just as Robby Starbuck, we need, Joe Coffey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just somebody out there just speaking on our behalf. That is that charismatic, and it can show, hey, gay dollars are there. We need you.
Like with any technology, you get what you put in is what you get out. And in this case, it's garbage in, garbage out.
True.
What you're getting is garbage out, and there's nobody there to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because the biggest garbage out AI bot that I'm aware of has been a lot of the things that Grok has put out, which are both, anti-Semitic and a lot of other, very slanderous things about different groups. So for Meta to choose someone who doesn't have a technology background, has really not worked in like the publishing or media industry besides working on music videos, is questionable. But again, it's not about Robby Starbuck. It's about caving to the administration, and he's a fan. The administration is a fan of Robby Starbuck. So more to come on that. That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer or nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.